before I start, just so you know, my laptop is back here to control this, and so that's why I'm going back there. Okay. I'm Erin McDonough, and I will be doing my case study on the NFL concussion crisis. The NFL for years has been trying to downplay the effect that the game has on a player's brain, and has dismissed the fact that it puts players at risk of brain damage or injury like CTE. They're finding ways to dance around the subject, like blaming it on a player's genetics, even after many famous players like Terry Long, Mike Webster, and Aaron Hernandez have died. And current players that are playing the game that have been diagnosed with a concussion during the game have been found to be back in the game, in that same game that they were diagnosed. 5,000 former players have lawsuits claiming that playing in the NFL led to brain damage. The league refuted many scientific evidence that violent collisions are linked to an alarming amount of blows to the head, which happens a lot in football. Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, made a poster in 2009 that said, "Concussions and conditions resulting by repeated brain injury can change your life and your family's life forever," which had many players upset, along with defensive lineman Dave Pear, who said that this is about Roger Goodell, that fraud, covering his ass. Because of the NFL's poor communication and commitment to this very strong and important issue, it has directly impacted their credibility and they have given themselves a bad name for keeping players healthy and safety. Players have continually gotten arrested after retiring for drugs, physical abuse, and other crimes, but teams, once that has happened, and the league has been quick to absolve themselves of that issue and distance themselves from that former player. And they've been known to ignore the elephant in the room. The audience of this issue is current and former NFL players, kids who want to play professionally, and parents who did or have or are prospective NFL parents. Key players include Dr. Anne McKee, a neurologist at Boston University that has an ongoing quest to figure out more about CTE, and conducted a study where she researched 111 former NFL players' brains and found out that 110 of them were diagnosed with CTE. And then NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, who is basically in charge of all of NFL as a whole, keeping the owners happy, managing the league, making rules, guidelines, etc. Up until the year 2016, the NFL had been a denier, but finally in that year, they pledged $100 million to the medical research and engineering of advancements of neuroscience related topics like CTE, and that is in addition to the $100 million they are doing in relation to their own research. There have also been 47 rule changes since 2002, and the NFL is constantly practicing methods to make players happy and better educate players and personnel on medical protocols like concussions. The league has deployed 29 medical professionals on the sideline of each game, and the league has also enforced a concussion protocol. They've increased the use of what they consider a safe helmet, and also changed the kickoff rules, along with harsher penalties and fines for those players who hit their opponent what is deemed as dangerously. There's been a public response to this issue, although many may think it may be bad, but it's really not that bad at all. 83% believe that it is either true or probably true that playing football causes brain injuries. And then among sports fans, 90% of them say head injuries cause long-term health problems. And then 76 of those who say head injuries are major problem, 74% of them identify as football fans, and 40% call them big football fans. And 44% of say football is their favorite sport to watch. And then there's also been a statistic shown that ever since this crisis started happening in the 1990s, there's been an strong increase in who has been watching and how many viewers they have, and it's been up to 23% incline. So the acknowledgement of these health and safety problems has not prevented any Americans from watching. And then until recently, the NFL was unwilling to publicly state that retired NFL players were suffering from brain injury due to the number and amount of people that were affected by it. But after accepting the blame, they should be in the process of resolving these issues that they have made for themselves because of the because they have ignored the issue and covered that the league has done no wrong. The NFL should put some measure into place to get out in front of these issues and address the problem before it happens again. And the league also needs a faster reaction and open lines of communication. And in addition, more crisis management control and training for those employees, plus an upfront attitude about what is going on instead of being shady. The NFL says it's committed to keeping the players safe and healthy, but they have talked about adding more games to a season, and also Thursday night games have not always been a thing, and since they've done that, it has shown that they have cut down the rest time for players, which does not lead fans and players to know that the NFL does what they say, and they're going to need to make these changes to better the league and the players. Until the NFL finds a way to identify and resolve all of the issues that have been caused because of this crisis, they will continue to lose millions in legal fees and settlements, while also risking the future of the game. Public relations, as defined by PRSA, is a strategic communication process that builds mutually beneficial relationships between organizations and their publics. At its core, public relations is about influencing, engaging, and building a relationship with key stakeholders to contribute to the way an organization is received. The way the NFL handled this concussion crisis that is going on is no way beneficial for them because of all of the bad press and continued studies that have been done because of this. But if they had accepted the blame, addressed the problem, communicated well, and led by example, they would have gotten the press that they had received because of this issue. And this is my citations. I hope you like it. I'm very sorry for stuttering, and I'm sorry for all the background noises with my street and my house. I hope you're staying safe and healthy, and I hope that your job isn't causing you too much stress. Thank you.